Here are 5 ways to become your dream self in 2024.
Some tears, some stress, but I count my blessings.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley and I love making videos like this one, but I also do travel vlogs, days in my life, fashion, etc. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you subscribe and become part of the fam, but also feel free to like and comment on today's video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1 way you can become your dream self is by investing in yourself. Now, of course, this can look different to different people. I would suggest starting in 3 categories. So your physical, mental, and spiritual. Some examples of this can include taking time to get your nails done. Me, personally, I love getting my nails done. It is a self-care time for me. I personally budget out what I need per month to make sure that I have my nails done. I feel clean, I feel neat, I feel overall more put together when my nails are done. And so hence I make sure to prioritize getting my nails done at least once a month. Again, I suggest really getting tuned with things that make you feel like your higher self and start investing into that, because you are the biggest investment you can make. That is yourself. Mentally, again, tune into what things you need to be doing to recharge and just what overall you need. Some mental investments I have made for myself include listening to my body. I mentioned this previously in another video, which is I'm no longer my biggest bully or critic, but instead I take inventory regularly of how am I feeling and what do I need. Another way that you can invest in yourself mentally is getting a journal. This is very crucial because especially as women, we can often react, and before we know it, we've said some things, done some things that we probably shouldn't have. This is where a journal comes in clutch, because it allows you to really express how you're feeling, but you did it in a safe space and now it's not a lot of regret. You can also look back on your journal entries and see like, wow, a month ago I really was having a hard time letting go of this person. A month ago I was having a hard time transitioning into this new job, but now I have learned so many more things. Now I have released myself from the person, etc. It's just a good way to track how far you've come and where you're going. So those are just some ways that you can invest into yourself mentally. But again, it starts with checking in with yourself, taking that inventory to see what are things that you need and even desire. Now, spiritually, some ways to invest into yourself can be getting in a good community group. I know that that looks like my church for me, having people that can hold me accountable, helping people that can elevate me on not just a physical level, but also spiritually is very vital to my health. But again, if you're not very religious, then I would just say finding a good community group though that helps your soul, that is nourishment. Another way to help you grow spiritually is getting a therapist, really taking time to heal those wounds, to free yourself from the pain, the heartache you may have experienced, and that can come from within, which is why I recommend getting a therapist. If you may not have the funds for a therapist, I highly recommend listening to podcasts. If you're not, some podcasts I love is Black Girls Heal. I think another one is Black Girl Therapy. There's so many that you can research and find. And if you all want a podcast video or just some of my recommendations, let me know and I definitely can do one. But there's so many, so I would highly just start getting on the app and finding podcasts can I talk, that will help you more on a spiritual level, healing frequency. Now, the second way that you're going to become your dream self in 2024 is by making sure you take care of your hygiene. Okay, we're focusing on proper hygiene, not just the basics like washing your face, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, but proper hygiene. So what this looks like is actually taking time to go get your teeth whitening if you haven't, going to your dentist appointment regularly. I started all pulling, which is something that I didn't grow up knowing about, but it has helped so much getting all that gunk out of my mouth that I didn't even know about. So I highly suggest start all pulling, flossing before you go to sleep. That is one for me. I would raise my hand and say I'm not perfect when it comes to oral care, and I've definitely gone to sleep without flossing my teeth. But not in 2024, okay? We're not doing that anymore. We are taking action and we are investing in our hygiene. So again, brushing your teeth before you go to bed, flossing, going to the dentist regularly. You know what works for your schedule. Um, Again, flossing, all pulling. Another thing, body care. So one day out of the week, usually it's Sunday, I love to have a self-care day. So I shave, I exfoliate, I put on all my body oils, my moisturizers. I really just take time to lather myself to feel good and a lot of good products. So just making time to really take care of your proper hygiene. Invest in some perfumes, invest in some oils, so that when you go out of the house, not only do you look good, but you smell good. And when you smell good and you look good, you feel good. So those are some ways you can invest into yourself with your hygiene. Number 3 on how you are becoming your best self in 2024 is by creating a morning and night routine. I know this may sound cliche because I've heard it myself and it's like, oh, okay, but I cannot recommend, since I have started, the importance of having a morning and night routine. Your morning and your night can look different, of course, from somebody else's, but just focus on at least 3 habits that you do in the morning and at night, and it does not waver. Some examples of this can include waking up at a certain time, being really disciplined to say, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm going to wake up at this time and I'm going to make sure that I can pour into myself. Another way that you can start creating an actual morning and night routine is having a set time for when you're going to eat dinner. Again, sometimes we can get so caught up in our busy schedules that before we know it, we're just eating dinner whatever or not at all. That is not good. Also, creating a proper time where you're going to go to bed. You're going to put the phone up and say, okay, this is the time where I'm going to let my body know we're winding down so that we can go to sleep. I've created a morning routine and it's a couple steps, but it's what keeps me insane, or it keeps me sane, not insane. It's what keeps me sane. And for me, that looks like waking up at a certain time. I wake up pretty early because of my job, but I also wake up early because I like to work out in the morning. I am a morning girly and I just prefer morning workouts. However, if you are a night girly and prefer night workouts, do that. Do what's best for you. So I wake up at a certain time. I go ahead and I meditate first thing. Then I move into my devotions. I do my skincare. I go for a nice workout that usually includes yoga or Pilates. I've just been loving doing those type of workouts. I drink my water, I drink my tea, and then I get ready for the day. I make sure my bag is packed with my lunch, my breakfast. Usually I make a coffee to have on my ride to work. And this is the time to pour into myself before I enter into work and entering into pouring into others. So highly, highly recommend ways that you can create a morning routine, things that you know you will stick to doing. Don't make it, unrealistic, because then you're only going to have guilt and shame when you don't accomplish those things. So make it realistic. Like I said again, it can just be 3 things, but stick to it along with your night routine. My night routine is pretty simple. I just have it where an hour before I want to go to sleep, my phone is away, it's on the charger, it's far from me, and I start off by taking a hot shower. That's signaling my body we're getting ready to go to sleep. After my hot shower, I then wash my face, I brush my teeth, we floss, and then I moisturize my body and put on my pajamas and head into bed. Once I'm in bed, I like to meditate and pray, again, ushering in my body to know we're going to sleep, and I don't scroll on my phone. So one suggestion I also would say, if you find yourself having a hard time knowing where to start when it comes to building a routine, building habits, I highly recommend reading Atomic Habits. It's a popular book. Most people have heard of it, but I would suggest reading it. It's popular for a reason. It's really a good book, and it helps you to know where to start when it comes to building certain habits and breaking habits that maybe you didn't even know you had. So number 4 on how you're going to become the best version of yourself, your dream self in 2024, is by eating healthy. We are focusing on our health, and I want to go a little bit more in detail. We're not just focusing on eating healthy, but we're focused on our mental and our physical health. I know that we can get so caught up in our busy days, in our tasks, that we forget to prioritize ourselves, again, mentally and physically. Not in 2024. 2024, we are prioritizing our health. So that looks like taking our vitamins. That looks like drinking our water, enough water. You know, I'm personally not on the gallon level. I do not drink a gallon a day, but I can do 64 ounces. That's enough for my body size. That's enough for my intake, and I don't feel super bloated or, you know, like I drunk too much. But we're drinking the water, we're taking our vitamins, we're focusing on our gut health, we're eating good foods, we're also cooking more than eating out. Again, a little personal attack on myself, lol. I would be ashamed to look at my DoorDash orders because I spent a lot of money, okay, when it came to DoorDash. I will admit, but not in 2024. In 2024, we are cooking more home meals. My goal is Monday through Friday to cook a home cooked meal. We're not eating out Monday through Friday. Now on the weekends, it's a little bit different. We can treat ourselves, but Monday through Friday, we're eating what we have at the house, okay? But we also drinking our water. We also drinking our teas. We're pouring into ourselves. Mentally, we are also doing the things in which we need. We are getting more rest. We're not just sleeping on 4 and 5 hours of sleep. No, we're getting proper rest. We're recharging, we're setting boundaries, we're not letting those boundaries be crossed under no circumstances. Doesn't matter, family, friend, nope, we're setting boundaries, we're sticking to those boundaries. And you know, if somebody doesn't appreciate a boundary you set, then maybe you have to move from around them. You don't have to be rude about it, but you know, just say like, hey, this is a boundary for me, and I get that you don't understand that, so moving forward, I'm going to remove myself from you on that level or altogether, because clearly you don't respect my boundary. And somebody that truly cares for you will and should respect your boundaries, so remember that. So yes, that is some ways that you can prioritize your mental, your physical health. But again, I cannot suggest this enough. Take inventory on you and what you need. We all have different lives. So what you may need to prioritize for your mental, your physical health can look different. For me, it's my gut health. But for you, it may be just, you know, getting more time out in nature. Whatever it may be, take inventory and prioritize that. And number 5 on how we are becoming our dream self, our dream version for 2024, is we are taking pride in how we look. Okay, we are looking good. We're no longer just sleeping in the baggy t-shirts. Okay, we're no longer just walking out the house with whatever on. And popular belief, I know this is heard a lot, and I was one of those girls that's like, can we get a break? Like sometimes you just want a baggy t-shirt on, da-da. But when I shifted my mindset and I was like, let me see what this is about, I understood why the girlies were saying this. It is so crucial that the way you dress will affect your mood. If you constantly walk outside or go to sleep with, like, you know, these baggy t-shirts, they're stained or whatever, oftentimes that's going to weigh down on your mood. I highly suggest a matching pajama set, or if you do like, you know, wearing baggy t-shirts, I know I do, especially like during that time of the month at times, I would recommend switching over to nightgowns. There are so many pretty nightgowns that are also affordable. You don't have to like buy all these like fancy nightgowns. There's so many nightgowns that you can find that are affordable, and that way it's switched over. You still have that feeling of like comfort. It's not something tight on you, but it also just looks more chic, more put together. I like matching sets as well, but I don't get tight matching sets. I usually get like pajama pants and a shirt that's in a medium or large because I like it to be flowy. But again, it still just makes a whole difference in the way that I look. Also, when I go outside, I'm not, always putting on a full face of makeup. I don't feel like, you need to do that to look presentable. But I make sure that my hair is done. I make sure I have on a cute outfit. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. But I've added my accessories. I've added this little cute scarf. So there's so many different ways that you can still be comfortable and look put together. I'm not saying like, oh, you need to make sure that you have a full face of makeup on and like this, crazy corporate outfit on. No, there's so many ways that you can look put together and are comfortable at the same time. And again, you will notice that when you start pouring into yourself and you start looking good, you will feel good and you will most likely be more productive as well. So these are just some of the ways that I would highly recommend and highly suggest that you start doing, if you haven't already, to really walk into your dream self, walk into your best self for this year. It's 2024. It's a beautiful year, and I just see us really embodying all that we desire, all that we want, because we deserve it. So, as always, if no one has told you, I'm here to tell you that I am proud of you. You are doing enough. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And everything is coming full turn for you, okay? Everything that is meant for you is on its way, and you're exactly where you are supposed to be. Also, how do we like this scarf? Again, I've been playing when it comes to fashion, adding certain things. So let me know how we like the scarf and hat combo. But without further ado, that is all for this week's video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. Like, come on, girlies. And I'll see you in the next one.